everyone. I know this is kind of more of a non-traditional type of way to start these vlogs, but I got something in mind that I really wanted to at least like take the day to talk about and to do. And it's been kind of on my mind all morning, actually. So I want to talk about, and it's kind of funny that I want to go ahead and make sure I talk about it, but I am coming up on the eve of 100 videos I've made on YouTube, and this is a big deal to me. It's actually a really, really, really big deal for the simple fact that, several months ago, I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what it was going to turn into. 6 months later, there's 500 subscribers. I think about like 510 right now. And I can almost feel a small fan base is being built. And I can see that. I can see the people that's commenting, their friends, there's people that I haven't met before. And it warms my heart. So I really wanted to make sure that, like, for me, I want to talk to future me, and also to you, but this is a lot for future me because when it comes to doing these vlogs, when it comes to recording these YouTube videos, it's very important to kind of stay grounded and kind of reminding yourself on why you're doing this in the first place. Like, why am I making these videos? Why am I even doing this? What's the point? And for me, it really kind of stems that I'm coming up to a year to where a lot of this, began to happen for me, where a lot of the catalysts began to happen, where I decided that I maybe want to go this route. So keep in mind, I say about September, October, I really spent my time doing really two things. I would sit in my living room and vape, and then two, I would watch really 3 YouTube channels in succession. I would watch Adam the Woo, I would watch Tim Tracker, and then I would watch Kyle from View from the Cheap Seats. And those are the 3 channels I would have subscribed to, and I'd watch them over and over and over and over again. And I didn't live in Orlando, I lived in Las Vegas, and I wanted to do that. And a lot of times when you see something that you want to do, you typically try to find any excuse on why you can't. Why I can't do it, because I don't have a camera. I don't have a professional camera. Well, I have my cell phone, right? I don't have anything interesting to talk about. Well, your life is interesting. I didn't know what to do. It wasn't until January when I moved out here then I really decided to kind of fully make the commitment. And there was certain catalysts that happened there too that allowed me to choose to want to vlog. So I'm going to show you some of those catalysts and kind of what my decision is. And why vlog? Why am I even doing this? Doesn't mean I'm going to stop though, because I'm having a fantastic time. But I want to show you guys that journey. Then make a trip over to Hogan's Beach Shop. Actually a pretty nice store. I believe I've been to the one in Clearwater. But let's go check this place out. Things that they have here is that they got the championship titles. You got the women's belt, world heavyweight. But they have their selection of John Cena merch. That's pretty cool. One of the things that I remember, especially when it comes like to YouTube and stuff like that, I try to do several types of things when it comes to, you know, creating channels. I tried to do a gaming channel. It didn't really work out because, again, I wasn't very good at video games, and I didn't really commit to playing like the newest games that would just come out, and I couldn't make any payments to it. I couldn't like pay to buy the newest game, because that's pretty much what a lot of people wanted to see, was like the latest and greatest. But I started dabbling a little bit into Snapchat. I started dabbling a little bit into like the vlogs, but not truly much. But it wasn't until I did a live video of the greatest McDonald's to ever exist. I did a Facebook Live video, and I was encouraged by several of my friends that this is what I should do. Certainly has been some time since I actually been inside this great monolith of McDonald's. In fact, you can see you got cheesecake options, cake options, ice cream, all sorts of different ice cream that I'm not going to find in any sort of McDonald's at all. It's really cool. So if you take a look here in the back, they have a full-size kitchen, but in those little ovens right here, this is probably the only place in the US right now that does the McPizza. It's a very short-lived item on the menu, and they discontinued it, but you can get a pizza here. Right there, you get the McPizza. You get it for $8. It's like a little tiny pizza, but it takes a while for them to make it. They also have pasta. I mean, they get your regular old McDonald's meals that you typically would get anywhere, but it's this stuff that makes the whole game changer. And all of this is, you know, similar to the Taco Bell that was in Vegas. You climb up these flights of stairs and just keep going to these flights of stairs, and then you will see why this is the greatest McDonald's to ever exist. It's arcade games and cameras and binoculars and Flappy Bird. What is happening here? This is perverse inside of a McDonald's. How can this be? Dark, dangling from wires inside of this McDonald's. It blows my mind every time I come in here. It truly does. But it wasn't until that day that I did that live video and I was encouraged by my friends to do any sort of vlogging of any sort of type, then that's when I became really interested in doing it. And I really just kind of had played with the idea about it several times. And I decided about, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's see what happens. And I really wanted a way to express myself. You know, one of the big things is, you know, I still do have a very hard time in expressing who I am, expressing like what I want to say and what I want to do. And it can come off a little awkward sometimes, you know, and especially like if I don't know how to really talk about what I feel or anything like that, or even get in front of a camera, it seems kind of awkward to me, which is a little weird because I'm a big theater guy and I do a lot of theater shows. So I shouldn't be awkward about being in front of a camera and putting the stuff online. But the more I became to do it, the more I gradually got used to it, the more fun I actually had with it. And the big thing about doing this is not so much of, hey, do I want internet fame? Do I want the money? I want to have a way to journalize my life in a way that I don't get to. You don't get to journalize your life on Facebook. And right now, in the state of Facebook where everybody's, you know, either pro-Trump or anti-Trump, it gets really toxic. I want to journal what I love to do. I love to be able to go to these theme parks. I love to have a lot of fun. And I want you guys, as well as myself, so that way if I ever look back on these videos, to also have that same fun. You know, I know a lot of people will say, you know, doing the vlogs like this way may feel not truthful, maybe feel very dishonest, not very honest about what's here. But the way I see it is, if you're in a situation where maybe you had a bad day, and maybe you got off of work, you spent 8 hours and your boss yelled at you over something that you couldn't control, and you have to take an hour drive back home, and maybe your home life isn't perfect. The last thing that you want to do is watch a video from some guy whose life is maybe even worse. I want to transmit that from my life to you, that if there's any joy that you guys can have, if there's any joy to have at the end of the day, I want you to share that with me. I want to go to the theme parks and have that fun and have that comedy and that laughter. But I also want that for me, you know, because there's times when I've had bad days, and I've had really, really rough days, and I didn't know how to deal with them. But I'll go back and I'll watch some other things that I did, or I'll watch some other vlogs, and it makes me go in a better mood. It puts me in a better mood. It makes me happier, because I'm seeing how happy they are. It transmits, that energy comes out of the screen. So, you know, as I'm coming up to, you know, the 6-month mark, as I continue to progress here, as I continue to do YouTube videos, I just want everyone to have a good time. I want me to have a good time, most of all. Again, this is more of that like personal journal, man. And I've tried every single gamut here to try to do what I can on YouTube. This seems to be the best. And this seems to be me at my most honest, my most open. And you guys deserve that. But you guys also want to kind of see like kind of where I came from. So if you're even thinking about doing any sort of vlogging, if you're like, hey, I want to pick up a camera and just do it, number one, just do it for you. Do it for you. Do it as if you're the only person watching your own vlog. And it's crazy, but the very moment you start doing it for yourself, you have a little bit more fun with it. You know, you dance when nobody else is watching you. And it's the same concept. I'll be back tomorrow, and then the next day, and then we get 100. And let me tell you guys, this is going to be massive. Okay, so again, if you guys want to ask your questions, trust me, I'm going to incorporate that too in 100. But ask away. I don't mind doing Q&A while I'm going to be doing these other things, but 100 is going to be something that has never, ever been done before. So, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate all 501 of you. Also, if you guys actually ever see me in the park, don't be hesitant to come up and say hi and run up to me and talk. You know, I'm not a scary guy, I assure you, but I really would love to see if you guys actually spot me in the parks or whatever. I actually do have a really fun thing to encounter if that ever happens, but don't be shy. And I know I changed my look a lot, so a lot of people may not recognize me, but always feel free to come by, say hello. That's all I wanted to cover. I know that was like a lot of minutes of just me rambling, but hey, I wanted to talk about my origin story. I wanted to talk about where my mind is. This is Negrorlando 97. I'm out! Make the ground shake.